But guys, what do you think about this film? Please share your thoughts on this film, on the cast, on Dudley Moore as a comedian, on Daryl Hannah, especially in her prime, from this period, from Splash, even from My Favorite Martian. Even if you don't like me as a reviewer, so please let me know as well. Even negative feedback is welcome, as long as it's some constructive criticism, so I'll just accept it. Of course, it's not a problem. Please let me know. I would really appreciate it. Thank you in advance. And during the very credit roll, so there is this song feature there, Hello. So it goes like this. Hello, hello, hello. What a wonderful world. Hello, 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 hello. You can hear it wherever you go. That's nice, right?
Hello, hello, hello. What a wonderful word. Hello.
You need to watch it because this film will F you up.
I know what the ad said. Sir, the Bahamas makes no sexual guarantee of any kind.
She may be possessed by an alien, she may be an alien form. I need to conduct a private, in detail, in-depth investigation on her. And he closes the door. Alright, so this is another innuendo of this sort.
You will be the man that proves that aliens exist.
Hello friends, how are you doing today? Welcome back to my channel called Blast in the Past. And this time I would like to do a special review because yesterday I had a double feature screening of two films from the 1990s, and coincidentally both of them starring Daryl Hannah. So the first one, in this particular order, it was My Favorite Martian with Christopher Lloyd and Jeff Daniels from 1999, and the earlier one, so I watched it later, it was Crazy People starring Dudley Moore and also Daryl Hannah, like in this one, from 1990. So, like I've said, pretty coincidentally, by accident, but both of the films starring Daryl Hannah also, and both of them from the 1990s. This one opened the decade, Crazy People, in 1990, and this one almost closed the decade, My Favorite Martian in 1999. Pretty interesting, right? Alright, so without further ado, let's kick it off, shall we?
Let me down! As you wish!
The first one in the order of watching was My Favorite Martian from 1999 with Christopher Lloyd as the titular Martian and Jeff Daniels as a reporter who gives him shelter. And as you can clearly see, it's featured there on the screen also. So this DVD release, it doesn't have any extra options, only the chapter selection, which back in the day, at the beginning of the DVD format, it was quite a thing, quite a feature, really. They bragged about it. But first things first, so maybe let me read the summary of the plot, which is featured on the back cover of this DVD release, okay?
Tim, what are you doing up there?
My Uncle Martin's in the hot tub and I'm...
Maybe let's try to make it a bit funnier by me imitating the voice of this announcer who is featured in the trailers of films, especially in the good old 80s and the 90s, okay? So let's see how it goes, okay? It may be cringeworthy, but why not? Let's give it a whirl.
They don't want to conquer us. They don't want to study us.
In the Disney tradition of fun family comedies comes the hilarious live-action film My Favorite Martian, an out-of-this-world comedy about friendship, loyalty and aliens. When a harmless Martian, Christopher Lloyd, Back to the Future, crashes onto Earth and into the life of struggling TV reporter Tim, Jeff Daniels, Dumber and Dumber, he must use all his magical powers to keep his identity a secret and quickly find a way back to Mars. Tim initially wants to expose the friendly Martian, whom he names Uncle Martin, and his crazy, animated spacesuit suit. Ultimately, Tim helps Uncle Martin, but can he send him safely home before the world discovers their secret? Outrageous special effects bring suit to life and create Uncle Martin's special powers, becoming invisible, shape-shifting and levitation. Also starring Daryl Hannah, Splash, Elizabeth Hurley, Austin Powers, and Ray Walston from the original My Favorite Martian television series. Disney's My Favorite Martian is a visual treat for viewers of all ages.
Alright, I hope that went well. We'll see about that, right? Alright, so I'll try to keep this review short and sweet as the previous ones. So, back in '99, I remember that the film was panned by critics, and it wasn't the audience favorite either, unfortunately, because the film cost around $65 million and it flopped. It earned maybe half of it, like $30-something million at the box office, unfortunately. Nonetheless, I must admit that I've always had a a weak spot for this particular motion picture, because it's a pretty wacky, crazy, fun family comedy, like it states on the back cover, for all ages. Starring great cast like Jeff Daniels, Christopher Lloyd in the titular role. So of course he's most well known the role of Duck in the Back to the Future franchise, the trilogy.
I'm sure that in 1985, plutonium is available in every corner drugstore, but in 1955...
This comedy is very heartwarming, it's cute, it's charming, and it's also short, it's 85 minutes only, so I think that the parents and the kids could have a lot of fun whilst watching it, so it never outstays its welcome, so to speak. You get your money's worth. Of course, in the hindsight, so the film relies on special effects also, and some of them are painfully dated, although there are some monsters featured therein, and some of them look pretty incredible, let's say, considering that it was released in 1999. So, in comparison with the modern special effects, it's of course pretty painful to watch, but I would say that some of them, especially in the last scenes, in the closure of the film, they are still okay.
Don't move! No!
Stop! Don't shoot! Get the tranquilizer gun.
And considering the time of the release, even pretty admirable. By today's standards, not so much, but you have to take into account that, 1999 and 2023, so it's a gigantic gap between the decades.
It's alive!
Like I've said, I don't want to be too hard on this film, because yesterday I had a lot of fun watching it. Maybe it wasn't like extremely funny. Some of the humor, it was directed at kids, but on the other hand, some of the humor was for adults more than for kids, I would say. Especially some jokes like there's this suit, this intergalactic suit called Zoot, Z-O-O-T, and it's dubbed by Wayne Knight from the first Jurassic Park film. So this chubby guy, he's not credited here in this role, I don't know why. But still he managed to got like an award, something like a Razzie. Not the Razzie award in particular, but something like this for bad performance. But he's also pretty hilarious as this Zoot.
Jeez, that hurt. No! Lady, please, I'm sucking it.
For example, in one of the scenes, so this suit or Zoot goes under the character's coach and he says, "Oh, look what I found here, Jimmy Hoffa." So I don't think that kids would understand the joke, and especially right now from this point of view, so I don't think that the modern audience would know what this joke is about, Jimmy Hoffa. So back in the day, of course, it was a big thing, so everybody talked about it. It was on everybody's mouth, but right now, so it shows its age, this film. And there are several jokes like this, so directed at the adult audience. So also I think that parents watching it with their kids, their beloved ones, their offspring, they still could have a lot of fun, at least every now and then, especially when there are some adult jokes.
Jack Nicholson,
Are you gonna organize the cops?
hey, that's easy. Hoffa,
But the main star of the film is not Zoot, is not Jeff Daniels, but I would say Christopher Lloyd. So he's pretty funny as the titular Martian. He gives a hell of a performance. You can see that he is trying in this film, and it relies on him mostly. And the rest of the cast, like I've said, it includes Daryl Hannah, but also Elizabeth Hurley with her fantastic British accent. It goes something like this. Alright, I'll tell Dudley about that. You blew my career. How can you imagine that, alright? I will tell Dudley about that. So it's something like this. It's very hilarious, and I love her. She's so adorable, really. She's so pretty in her prime.
Is there an alien amongst us? According to Dr. Elliot Colley, chief biologist...
To be honest, I can't blame Jeff Daniels' character that he falls for her, but later on he turns his side to Daryl Hannah, his friend from the same TV station. But they were friends for some time, but his crush was Elizabeth Hurley's character. And looking at her in this motion picture, so really, I can't blame the guy. that he fell for her first. But then he sees the truth. And he sees what kind of person she really is. She treats him like dirt. That's also some romance there involved. And this is pretty funny. And also it's pretty nice, pretty charming. All in all, it's just a heartwarming film. At first, Jeff Daniels' character wants to take advantage of this Martian, of course, so he wants to win the Pulitzer Prize for the best reportage on something wacky, something crazy. He wants to make it big in the journalistic world.
He's a Martian.
Martin? Or Martin?
Yes, correct, Martin. Uncle.
But then he develops a soft spot for Uncle Martin, as he affectionately calls him in the film, and he tries to help him back to his planet, to Mars. So, like I said, there is a lesson to be learned also. So, it's a typical Disney feature. I like this film. I think that I can honestly recommend it to the parents who want to watch this film with their kids, who wants to spend some family time together by watching something funny, something maybe inspiring also about really friendship, how to take care of your friends, how to appreciate them, how to be also a good person, and that it's never too late to become a good person, to turn the tables in a positive way, in a positive manner. Some people would say that the film hasn't aged well because of the special effects used therein, and not occasionally, but in many scenes. But if you turn a blind eye on this aspect, on that, so it's a really fun film. Definitely worth watching and worth giving it a go. So please ignore the negative comments, the negative reviews, especially on the IMDb website, because I think that the average rating of this film is 5.3 out of 10, so it's pretty low, and the comments are not very favorable to this film either, apart from maybe some occasional ones every now and then. But I would like to defend this film. So I had a lot of fun yesterday. Like I said, I've seen this film before, of course, so it wasn't the first screening, the first time or when I was watching it, but all in all, I'm pretty satisfied with the choice, with the pick for the yesterday's screening. Please give it a go. I hope that my short recommendation will also encourage you to give this film a go, to give it a try. And it's a Disney production, so you know what to expect. The humor is never out of place. Maybe it's a little bit directed at the older audience, but it is good. It's something like with Shrek, right? So it never goes beyond those boundaries, but sometimes it's a little bit close to the edge. Maybe not over it, but like this Jimmy Hoffa thing, or there are other things like that. Also, there's this character of a wacky, crazy doctor, so focused on finding Martians on our planet, on Earth. He's also like this humoristic element in the feature, in the film, and in one of the scenes he's left alone on his own with Elizabeth Hurley's character, and he said that, you know, she may be possessed by an alien, she may be an alien form, I need to conduct a private, in detail, in-depth investigation on her, and he closes the door. Alright, so this is another innuendo of this sort.
World, your story. We'll do it together.
And maybe very briefly about the video quality, the picture quality. So it's pretty okay. Maybe let me move it forward a little bit. As you can see, so the picture, maybe it's not the sharpest ever. It's not as crisp as some other DVD releases I've had the pleasure of watching. It's above the average standards, I think, in terms of DVD releases. So it's okay. You can see the details in the background also. Maybe the picture is a little bit blurred, but all in all, you see even in the background. So we have some logos there, and you can make out the details even in the background. So this is a decent DVD release. Nothing to write home about, don't expect too much, but all in all, so it is okay. I'm satisfied with this one, with this pick as well on DVD. Maybe there is a Blu-ray release, I don't know, but the Disney ones, they are pretty expensive anyway, so this one is okay. It's more than serviceable.
Disney's My Favorite Martian, now crashing onto video and DVD.
Especially that, you know, there are some visual CGI effects, so maybe it's better that the picture is a little bit hazy, a little bit blurred, not as sharp and crisp as normal Blu-ray releases, because maybe it covers up some imperfections of those CGI effects. So maybe that's a little bit, you know, a better aspect of that. And this is fantastic. As you can see, Jeff Daniels and Daryl Hannah, so they are talking about their relationship, and spoiler alert, there will be a nice making out scene in a sec. And here it goes, right? Pretty nice.
You can feed your funny bone with Disney's My Favorite Martian, coming to video and DVD September 28th.
And probably as one of my idols from my childhood, Jean-Claude Van Damme, would finish this kind of review. Thank you for your attention, and until next time, cheers! And guys, what do you think about this film, about the cast, about the performances featured in this motion picture? Please share your thoughts, your comments in the comment section of YouTube under this video. I would highly appreciate it.
No, not really. What time do you have?
Actually, maybe you wouldn't agree with me, maybe you do agree with critics, what they say about this film, how they trash this motion picture, that they say that it's unfunny, it's no good, even the cast sucks. Maybe this is your opinion, maybe this is what you think about this film, about the motion picture, about My Favorite Martian. Maybe My Favorite Martian is definitely not your favorite film, so please share your thoughts, I would really appreciate it. If you could write there what you think about this film. Like I said, I have a soft spot for this one, but maybe you don't. So, of course, it's possible. There are many opinions on different films, even some classics. And of course, it's no classic by any means. But yesterday, I did enjoy this film. So please let me know what you think about this motion picture, about My Favorite Martian. Maybe you are not such a fan of it. So please let me know. Otherwise, I just wouldn't know. And I would like to get to know your opinion, guys. Please.
In the bathroom, right where you left it.
Elma, we're out of air freshener.
And also there is a fun fact that actually it's based, like it says on the back cover in this description of the plot, on a TV series from the 1960s. I think it was released in 1963, the first episode, My Favorite Martian. So, of course, I've never seen the show, but I've heard that it's a pretty good one. Also, unfortunately, critics claim that the film doesn't give the TV series justice, but I wouldn't know. I like the film, so I can't vouch for the TV series, I know nothing about it, but I enjoyed My Favorite Martian from 1999.
My Favorite Martian.
And the second motion picture from the yesterday's screening, from this atypical double feature, also starring, coincidentally, Daryl Hannah, was Crazy People from 1990, and by no means it's a lesser film in comparison with My Favorite Martian. It's also a wacky, crazy comedy. This is the Polish DVD release, so I'm afraid I cannot read to you the description of the plot, but maybe I'll recount it in my own words very quickly, okay?
I'm Kathy. Hold me. Please hold me.
Oh.
In brief, it's about an Englishman working in an advertising agency, one of the biggest ones in the States, in New York if I'm not mistaken. And after an unexpected nervous breakdown, followed by a series of wacky, crazy, out of this world, edgy adverts, he gets sent by his employer to an asylum institution. And then, by complete accident, his ads get published, and it turns out that they are great. Everybody loves them. Everybody loves his honest approach, like about Volvo and their cars. They are boxy, but they are safe. Something like this. And this is just an example, but the humor featured in the ad, this is extremely crude and for adults only. There's some explicit language, foul language involved, also, we could say. So, and also one of the ads is about a horror film, and it says that you need to watch it, and it says something like, you need to watch it because this film will F you up. And it's another example of this sort, and they are published everywhere, all over New York. And this is funny, they are featured on the buses there, on big posters, on TV screens, so this is fantastic. And then the executives at his company, they decide to bring him back to the firm, and he starts cooperating with other patients of this mental institution, and they help him in creating even more crazy ads, so he starts cooperating with them. So you have to see how it develops, but there is also some a romantic relationship involved with Daryl Hannah, and it's definitely worth watching. For this crude humor, it shows the truth about the advertising world, how it works. It claims that it's so fake that finally when somebody decided to speak up, to tell the truth, so it caught everybody by surprise, and that was the selling point of the ads, and actually it helped in boosting the sales for the companies involved. So definitely it's worth watching, that's for sure.
But if he happens to die, we give you 2 Mercedes and a summer home.
Unfortunately, the film is heavily underappreciated because it has the average rating of around 5 or 6. I think that's something like 5.6 out of 10 on the IMDb website, and many people defend it in the comment section, so this is good that it is appreciated, but maybe not on this bigger scale. And interestingly, Roger Ebert gave it 2 stars out of 4, just like to My Favorite Martian. So in this case, Roger Ebert claimed that the film consists of 2 uneven halves. So the first one, it presents the truth about the ads business. So he liked that part, but he didn't like the romantic relationship between Dudley Moore's character and Daryl Hannah's character. Like it was thrown there because somebody had told the screenwriters to put it there, because people love when there is some romance involved in a comedy. So I don't agree with that. I couldn't agree less with a statement like this.
You may think phone service stinks since deregulation, but don't mess with us because we're all you got.
I like this film, I like the cast, I like Dudley Moore as the protagonist, so he was pretty crazy, and he has this typical sense of humor like in the previous films of his, and the humor is based on crude ads, on dialogues, and on some crazy wacky situations, especially involving the mental institution patients, how they enter this unusual world of advertisements, of ads. And like I said, I don't agree that it's an amalgam, that it's a combination, a concoction of 2 completely different elements which shouldn't be connected together. I think that the formula featured in this film works just fine, and there is something to enjoy for everybody. So you can watch it with your spouse, with your partner, because it's also interesting, it's fascinating in terms of this romantic relationship, and I think that the film is very charming.
Volvo, boxy, but good. Are you crazy?
It's very funny, at times it's hilarious. Like I said, so some situations, especially with the ads, how they are promoted, what kind of language they involve. So it would be out of the question in the modern day era with the political correctness, I think, those ads. So that was this over-the-edge humor, but this is what I loved about this film and what other people loved as well if they decided to watch it, to give it a go. Because, like I said, maybe the average rating on the IMDb website, it doesn't encourage to watch this film. Maybe it's not very motivational to watching this film, but please trust me and give it a go if you can find it. It's definitely worth watching, it's a good watch, and you will have a lot of laughs there, that's for sure.
If you have to fly, fly us. United. Most of our passengers get there alive.
And there is one funny thing, because even on this DVD cover, Dudley Moore's character is shown in a straitjacket, typical of mental institutions, but he is never in such predicament in the film. So this is false advertising, isn't it? Right? And this is a film about false advertising, and in this one it features false advertising. How ironic, isn't it?
Hello, I'm Fat. Do you have any ficus trees?
But guys, what do you think about this film? Please share your thoughts on this film, on the cast, on Dudley Moore as a comedian, on Daryl Hannah, especially in her prime, from this period, from Splash, even from My Favorite Martian. What do you think about this film? Maybe also have a soft spot, a weakness for this film, like myself, for example. Maybe you are one of those people who comment on the IMDb website, who defend this film. Please let me know, and especially it's funny watching it from the modern perspective, how the world has changed. And this is the 1990s, actually this is the year 1990, so there are no cell phones, you can only call somebody from a payphone. Well, some cars, they have phones included there, or maybe if there were some mobile phones, so they were with heavy bags, like heavy suitcases, and they were not mobile phones, but they were gigantic bricks with the weight of 5 kilograms or something like this, I would imagine, with big antennas which you needed to extend So this is great, this retro vibe, and it adds even more charm to the motion picture. So please let me know, what do you think about this film, about crazy people from 1990, about the cast, about the 1990s as the period itself. What do you think about the retro culture, about DVD also as the format, about Blu-rays, about the physical media? Please let me know. Please share your comments under this video in the comment section. I would love to read your feedback, to read your comments.
Crazy people. You might try Puerto Rico. Rated R. Special sneak preview Saturday, April 7th at select theaters.
I would greatly appreciate it. So I cannot underline it enough how important it is for me to interact with you guys. So I would really appreciate it. Even if you don't like me as a reviewer, so please let me know as well. Even negative feedback is welcome, as long as it's some constructive criticism. So, you know, I'll just accept it. Of course, it's not a problem. Please let me know. I would really appreciate it. Thank you in advance. And now maybe very briefly about the picture quality. So it's a DVD release, so don't expect too much, but I think that it's more than decent. Oh, you see, this is the 1990s. Well, the film was released in 1990, so the beginning of the decade. I love those aerial shots when the whole city is presented in the opening shots. This is so typical of the films from the 1980s, from the 1990s. My goodness, how can you not love this period, right? This is so charming, like you would like to be there. Yes, I wish you were there, don't you think so? New York from the 1990s. Oh, it has this perfect vibe, this perfect atmosphere. Of course, in English there is a saying that the grass is always greener on the other side of the fence. So I get it that in many cases it is true, but there has to be something special about it, right? Especially when they put those crude ads all over New York.
Let's face it, Steve, you and I lie for a living, and it's not easy for me to digest.
In this vehicle you will be very successful with ladies, something like this, something of this sort, but of course in a much harsher language. So trust me, this is great. And you see, even the cast is nice, because apart from Dudley Moore and Daryl Hannah, you have also David Paymer, and there is a nice song featured by him also. So highly recommended. Oh, fantastic. You see, New York presented to its full extent. So how can you not love this city, especially if you grew up in the 1980s, in the 1990s? So if you are into films like myself, you know, you just cannot love this decade, and you cannot love the States, New York, from that period.
Mom, Dad, commercials are on!
But coming back to the picture quality, so like I said, you can see the details there. The picture, maybe it's a little bit blurred, a little bit hazy, but it's not overly hazy, so this is okay. The details are there, right? You can see everything pretty clearly. I can't complain on the DVD quality. So I've seen much worse, and this is over the average standard. It is more than okay. For a DVD release, especially that the film, I don't believe that it's been released on the Blu-ray format, it is nice, it is fantastic. For a DVD format, it is nice, it is fantastic. And you have those yellow caps typical of New York, yeah? So this is even greater. Highly recommended as a DVD release.
DVD. See it. Hear it.
Well, this is the scene with this film, The Freak. So the advertisement is great, but you see? Just a second, I'll try to cover it, because it will screw you up for life, you know? Alright. So maybe just I had to cover it, because there was some really foul language involved in the bad language, like it will F you up. So you have more examples of this sort, of this kind of advertising of those crude ads.
That's why Sony products are better. Sony, because Caucasians are just too damn tall.
Here's just an example. Right, so the ads get printed out officially, and there will be just an example. Forget France. Oh, I just stopped it. So, forget France. The French can be annoying. Come to Greece. We're nicer. Yeah, that's a nice touch, isn't it? And just an example. It gets better, trust me. It gets much better in the narrative. I can't show it perhaps because of this bad language, but there is another one. Oh, Volvos, they're boxy, but they're safe. And there's another one, Jaguar, sleek and smart, for men who like something, right? Okay.
Volvos, they're boxy, but they're good. We know they're not sexy. This is not a smart time to be sexy anyway.
And during the very credit roll, so there is this song featured there, Hello. So it goes like this. Hello, hello, hello. What a wonderful world. Hello, 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 hello. You can hear it wherever you go. That's nice, right?
Hello, hello, hello.
Thank you very much for your attention, guys. I hope that you have enjoyed this review, and I hope that it hasn't been too long. And please, if you like this video, please like it, also give it a thumbs up, subscribe to this channel. It would help me a lot to gain some publicity and to popularize the channel, to make it more popular. That would be great also, because this is my passion, talking about films, watching them, reviewing them. So this is something what I love. I'm a film buff, so I would like to pass this knowledge, my passion, to other people of my sort, of my kind, film buffs, film aficionados. So thank you in advance once again. I really hope that you will decide to comment on this review as well. I would really appreciate some feedback, even if it's a negative comment, so it's better than nothing at all. So please share your thoughts, opinions on the film, on my review. I would be much obliged. Thank you, take care, Godspeed, and until next time. Cheers! Okay, I hope that went well. We'll see about that. We'll see about the results in dialogues. Because at first Jeff Daniels' character develops a soft spot for Uncle. And spoiler alert, there will be a nice making out scene in a sec. Right, let's give it a go. So here it goes. So in brief, it's about an. I don't remember. It is nice. It is fantastic.